Good morning, students. I'm happily welcome you to chemistry class. This is our class 2. We are seeing the lesson chemical bonding. We already discussed electrovalent bond. Now we are going to discuss the remaining bonds in this lesson. Before we are entering into that lesson, in the end of the lesson, I'm given assessment. Side by side, you can do your assessment also. Maintain a proper classwork, the everyday's assignment, put a date and write. This will be useful for your internal assessment. So don't forget, do the homeworks every video. After every video, you can do the homework. Electron dot structure of ammonia. Ammonia's molecular formula is NH3. In this electron dot structure of ammonia, hydrogen has single electron and nitrogen has pair of electrons. Hydrogen's valency is 1. Nitrogen also has a 5 electron in the outer shell, but its valency is 3. So in this 3 valence electrons are shared between the 3 hydrogen atoms, then it is making a ammonia molecule. This is one of the very important electron dot structure in this lesson. Often the examination they are asking. Second type of bonding is covalent bond. In covalent bond, combining of atoms by mutual sharing. That's why we are saying this one as a covalent or molecular bond. We have a types of covalent bond: single covalent bond, double covalent bond, and triple covalent bond. We are discuss briefly about these bonds. Single covalent bond. A single covalent bond is formed by sharing of one pair of electrons between the atoms. Here we are going to discuss with the examples. First, I am taking chlorine molecule. Chlorine has atomic number 17. It has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. To attain its stability, it needs one electron, then only it is stable, so that it is sharing electron between the chlorine atoms and then making a chlorine molecule. So, in this single covalent bond is taking place in the same atom itself. Next, we are moving to hydrogen chloride molecule. Here the different atom is taking part, making a covalent bond. Hydrogen, its valency is 1, and then chlorine, it needs one electron. So to attain a stability, it is mutually sharing electrons between hydrogen and chlorine and making a hydrogen chloride molecule. The next one is water molecule. In water molecule, oxygen is sharing the electrons between the two hydrogen atoms and then it becomes a water molecule. Single covalent bond is taking place in same atom and also different atoms. Examples: ammonia NH3, carbon tetrachloride CCl4, methane CH4. So single covalent bond is over. Next, we are moving to double covalent bond. In the same manner, double bond is a combination of two single atoms. It is represented by two short lines between the two atoms. Here, example of oxygen O2, O, double bond O. So this is how we need to represent double bond between the atoms. Triple bond. Triple bond is the combination of three single bonds. It is represented by three lines between two atoms. Nitrogen molecule contains a triple bond in it. It is written as N triple bond N. Some molecules have combination of single bond, double bond and or a triple bond in it. Example of these: ethene C2H4. Now we are going to see how the mixture of bond is taking place in a molecule. Structure of ethene. Structure of ethene: C2H2, carbon and carbon, it has a double bond in it, and then hydrogen atom, it has a single bond. So one molecule itself, it has a single bond as well as a double bond. In the same manner, ethane has one triple bond and two single bond in it. The molecular formula of ethane is C2H2. Ethane, it has a triple bond between two carbon atoms and only single bonds in the hydrogen atom. So one molecule itself, we have a mixture of covalent bonds. How to find out covalency of an atom? Number of electrons taking part in the formation of sharing of electrons. We can find out a covalency of an atom. So some of the atoms, hydrogen's covalency is 1, oxygen has 2 and nitrogen has 3. That means how many electrons it is mutually sharing. Based on that, it has a single covalent, double covalent and triple covalent. Next, we are moving to the topic non-polar covalent bond. So what is non-polar? Here, the covalent bond is maybe a similar atoms or else a different atoms. Whatever it may be, the difference is it has a electronegativity. Electronegativity is very little or else it may be near to zero. We can say it as that covalent bond is non-polar covalent bond. Some of the examples are H2, O2 and Cl2. These are perfectly non-polar similar atoms. Why they are non-polar? Because the same atoms, only the similar atoms is taking part in the making of covalent bond. So in this they don't have much difference in the electronegativity. That's why we are saying this is a non-polar atoms. In dissimilar, that is different atoms taking part in the covalent bond also. We have an example of non-polar compound. Here we have methane. Methane is a dissimilar atom, non-polar compound. Polar covalent bond. The covalent compounds are said to be polar when the shared pair of electrons are not at equal distance between the two atoms. Here we are going to discuss hydrogen chloride bond formation. Chlorine has high electronegativity than the hydrogen. See, its electronegativity is 3 and the hydrogen is less than this 3. So the electronegativity difference is high. So it is forming a polar covalent bond. For the polar compounds, only the difference, the electronegativity is higher than the other atom. That's why we are saying this is a polar covalent bond. Polar covalent molecules has both positive and negative poles. It is known as dipole molecules. For the non-polar covalent bond, they are making a similar atoms between itself, they are making a bond. That's why no much difference between the electronegativity. But in this polar covalent molecules, they have a high electronegativity difference. That's why it has a positive pole as well as negative pole. That's why we are saying this is a dipole molecule. Other example of polar covalent compounds are water, ammonia and hydrogen fluoride. Based on the electronegativity difference between the atoms determines the types of bond in the compounds. Either it may be a polar and non-polar or ionic. See, polar and non-polar, the electronegativity only taking part, and then the ionic compound, they are transferring the electrons, then it is cation and anion making a new compound. Now we are going to discuss what are the conditions for the formation of covalent bond. First one condition is both atoms should have 4 or more electrons in the outermost shell. First condition is they must have a 4 or more than 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Then mostly non-metals. Non-metals only mostly needed for the covalent bond formation. Some of the exceptions are there. Hydrogen, beryllium, aluminium, boron. These are the exceptions because these are metals, this is also taking part in the covalent bond formation. Both the atoms should have high electronegativity. Based on the high electronegativity only, it is making a covalent bond. Then both the atoms should have a high electron affinity. High electron affinity means what? It is readily, it has to accept electrons. That is, the thing is acting for the making of covalent bond. Both the atoms should have high ionization energy. High ionization energy, then only it is acting as a positive and negative atom. But in this covalent bond formation, in the atom itself, it is mutually sharing. So we cannot easily separate positive ion and negative ion. The electron negativity difference between the combining atoms should be either 0 or negligible. It may be a 0 or else the value is nil, less than 0. So the electronegativity is very lesser in this covalent bond. These are the conditions for the making of covalent bond. When we move across the group, how the electrovalent character is decreasing. For example, I am taken here chloride compounds. In chloride compounds, how it is forming a electrovalent to covalent bond. The period 3 element I am taken sodium, aluminium and then sulfur. Sodium is forming a sodium chloride, that otherwise sodium oxide, it is forming electrovalent bond. Physical state is solid. And then the next one is aluminium. Aluminium forming aluminium chloride and aluminium oxide. It is also making a electrovalent compound. Then it is solid. Next we are moving to the sulfur. Sulfur is making sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, but here it is making a covalent bond. Then the physical state is gases. So when we are moving across the group, the electrovalent character is decreasing, the covalent character is increasing. Formation of covalent molecules. Here hydrogen molecule formation, it is represented in the electron dot structure. So hydrogen's atomic number is 1 and then valency also 1. So it is represented H dot dot. And then how the electrons are sharing. So these as 1 valency in these hydrogens. In this it is mutually sharing between the atoms and then it becomes a H, that is hydrogen molecule, H2 molecule formation. This is the electron dot structure of hydrogen molecule formation. While making a hydrogen molecule, hydrogen has only one electron. Due to this sharing of electron, hydrogen attains helium's configuration to attain stability. In the same manner, chlorine atoms attaining argon's electronic configuration to maintain its stability. And then the nitrogen attains neon's electronic configuration to attain stability. Next, we are moving to the topic electron dot structure of water molecule. In the water molecule, how the combination is taking place. The before combination of hydrogen and then after combination. Before combination, oxygen has 6 electrons in the valence outer shell, hydrogen has only 1. After that, here oxygen is combining oxygen H2O. The structure become like this. This is the electron dot structure of water molecule. Formation of covalent bond in different atoms. Atoms of different compounds making a covalent bond. Already the combination of hydrogen, chlorine, water molecule we discussed in the electron dot structure. In the same way, you can do the electron dot structure of carbon tetrachloride and methane molecule. Now, we are going to discuss the effect of electricity on electrovalent and covalent compounds. Through the electrolytic experiment, how the electrons are moving around the electrolyte, the discharge of electrons, how we can separate the type of compounds. Through this electrolytic reduction, we can easily find out the given compound is electrovalent compound or a covalent compound. In this experiment, we are taking molten sodium chloride. Molten is nothing but of the liquid sodium chloride. Once we melt the sodium chloride, it becomes a molten. Otherwise, we can take a aqueous solution. Aqueous solution means sodium chloride mixed with water. And this molten solution, we are taking in the bowl. Two rods are fixed. One rod is acting as a positive terminal, another one is acting as a negative terminal. We are giving out the temperature through the Bunsen flame. While the temperature is increasing, the reaction is taking place. The reaction taking place, the sodium chloride has separated sodium plus ion and then chlorine minus ion. So the discharge of electron is taking place. Through this, the energy is transmitting and then the light is blinking. In this experiment, the discharge of ion is taking place. So obviously it is a electrovalent compound. But in the covalent compound, the discharge of electron is impossible because the mutual sharing of electron is taking place in the covalent compound. So the removing of electron is difficult to the covalent compound. So in this experiment, it is helping to find out either it may be a electrovalent compound or else a covalent compound. Some of the electrovalent and covalent compounds. Electrovalent compounds: magnesium chloride solution, sodium chloride solution, sodium hydroxide solution, and copper sulfate solution are some electrovalent compounds because these solutions are easily ionized in the electrolytic cell while passing through the current. Covalent compounds: distilled water, sugar solution, chloroform, benzene, and petrol are contains only molecule. They will not ionize easily, so these compounds are not conduct electricity easily. The reaction taking place in the electrolytic cell, we can say it as a redox reaction, a reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously is called an oxidation reduction reaction. Here we are going to discuss with an examples. First one is copper oxide is reacting with hydrogen, giving out copper plus water. Copper oxide, one oxygen was removed and then it become a copper. Here the removing of oxygen, we can say it as a reduction. The next reaction, hydrogen is gaining oxygen, that is addition of oxygen. So oxidation is taking place. So copper oxide plus hydrogen reacting, the final product is copper plus water. Next, ferric oxide is reacting hydrogen, giving out iron and 4 water molecule. Ferric oxide, it is removing oxygen itself, the reduction is taking place. So Fe3O4 becomes a Fe and then 4 hydrogen molecule, it is gaining 4 oxygen from the ferric oxide, it becomes a water molecule. So addition and reaction together taking place. CuO is reduced to copper and hydrogen is oxidized to hydrogen ion. Oxidizing agent is accepting of electrons. Reducing agent is a donor of electrons. Now we are going to discuss the properties of ionic and covalent compounds. Physical state. Ionic compounds are crystalline solids at room temperature. Covalent compounds are gases or liquids. Solids only have a high molecular weight. Next, crystal structure. Ionic compounds always having a 3D solid aggregates. But covalent compounds, they have two types of structures. One is giant molecule, example diamond, and then separate layers, example graphite. Hardness and brittleness. Ionic compounds always hard and brittle. Covalent compounds soft and waxy. Nature of reactions. Ionic compounds undergo the fast and instantaneous reaction. Covalent compounds, they undergo molecular reactions. These reactions are very slow because they cannot make ions easily. Melting and boiling point. Usually ionic compounds have high melting and boiling point, but covalent compounds, solids have low melting point and boiling point also, exception giant molecules. Solubility. These ionic compounds freely soluble in polar solvents and insoluble or slightly soluble in non-polar solvents. Covalent compounds insoluble in polar solvents and readily soluble in non-polar solvents. Electrical conductivity. Conduct electricity in fused state or in solution, but covalent compounds are poor conductors of electricity. Formation. By the transfer of electrons from metal to a non-metal, the ionic compounds are forming. By the sharing of electron pairs between the non-metal atoms, the covalent bond is forming. Isomerism. Isomerism means it's a different structure. It is rare in ionic compounds. In covalent compounds, frequently the isomerism is taking place. Rigidity. Ionic compounds non-rigid and non-directional, but covalent compounds rigid and directional because it won't make ions easily. So always it is rigid and directional. Assessment for this class. Find the answers for these questions. First one, element A, B, C have atomic numbers 9, 20 and 10 respectively. State which one is a non-metal, metal and inert in nature. Second, what do you understand by dipole molecule? Third, divide the following reaction into oxidation and reduction reactions. Fourth one, explain redox reaction in terms of loss or gain electrons. The final one, the elements access electronic configuration 2, 8, 18, 8, 1. Without predicting X, predict the sign and charge on a simple ion X. Write if X will be an oxidizing agent or a reducing agent and why. The last session, I gave assessment for you. Do the electron dot structure of magnesium chloride. Here, your answers. You can note down this one in a classwork. For your further understand, watch the video repeatedly. Again, the electron dot structure of calcium oxide also I am included. Here the electron dot structure of calcium oxide. Hope you all are going through this lesson. Remaining only we have coordination bond. So gone through this lesson properly. Stay safely. Thank you students. Have a nice day.